Hey guys, welcome to this Power Query course. Okay, so in this course, we will basically going to teach you about Power Query Editor. We will basically going to show you with two practical examples how you can use Power Query Editor for beginners. Okay, so this will be very much interesting and you will going to learn lots of amazing concepts here. And the best thing is that we will going to use tools like ChatGPT, okay, to create the formulas for the Power Query and plenty of other things which we will going to discuss at the end of this course. Okay, how you can utilize ChatGPT with the Power Query. Okay, so this will be a very interesting free course. Okay, so make sure you watch this free course from starting to end. We will basically going to cover each and everything, like what is the meaning of Power Query Editor, okay, how to launch it, how to save the data, how to, what is the meaning of Power Query Editor, okay, how to transform and clean the data with the Power Query Editor, how to load the data, what are the different settings that are available in the Power Query Editor, and plenty of other things we will going to teach you inside this free course. So make sure watch this free course from starting to end. So let's start with the data analytics, okay, with the Power Query basically. So guys, if you are the person, okay, so first of all, what you can do is that you can just search for Cuckoo courses on your browser. Just go to this website cuckoocourses.com, okay, and after you will come up over here, okay. So what you have to do is that you first have to go to watch free courses, okay. Click on this option, okay, and when you will tap over here you will see this data analytics beginners with Microsoft Excel, because right now we are going to teach you what Power Query is, okay. But before that, if you don't know about anything about data analytics, so make sure this is the right course you have to go with. In case if you don't find it, you can just search for data analyze, okay, and just go ahead here and you can simply click on this particular free course, and this is a complete free course, okay. You can simply click on the start learning button, and after you will click on the start learning button you will be able to play this, welcome to this free course, okay. So here we have just guide each and everything which are necessary for you to understand about data analytics, like what is the meaning of data analytics, how to download the Excel. So all these topics are included with all important formulas, okay, and many more such things, okay. So I suggest you guys to watch this particular course if you are totally beginner, okay. So make sure to focus on this course. And another thing is that if you just go to our website again, you will see this thing, access free library. Just click on this, and from here you will see this one, Power Query for beginners with Excel, okay. So this is the file you have to open. Click on the view button and then you will be able to open this file, okay. And in case if you don't find it, so you can just search for this file. So if you're a Windows user, just press Ctrl and F, and if you're a Mac user, press Command and F, and just search for this, that is AP9, okay, E. Then you will see something exactly this file, and this is the file which you have to open, okay. So after that, we will going to use this particular files, okay, as an example, and we will going to teach you about Power Query, okay. So if you click on first, if you click on this one, so with this example of web, we will teach you about that. And second one is the download file. Click here and download this file, okay. So in your computer you will going to see this file, okay, after you will download it, okay, from here, okay. Just click here and download this file. This type of a zip file will be downloaded, and if you're a Windows user, you just have to right click, okay, and you have to click on extract. But if you're a Mac user, you just have to double click, and after you will do double click, you will be able to open this file, okay, inside the zip file, and you can remove this zip, okay. So this is the file which we will going to use for this particular free course, okay. And that's it, okay. So make sure that you watch the free course if you are interested, okay. This will just going to boost your knowledge, okay. And the second thing is, make sure you have access to these resources, okay. This is the resources we will be using, okay. Yes, we will basically going to understand what Power Query editor is all about. Okay, so in the Excel sheet you will going to learn, okay, about Power Query, but it's a very good idea to understand what Power Query is. Okay, so if we just talk about Power Query editor, so let's just first understand the meaning of it. So Power Query basically helps you to transform data and to clean data. So this is basically the main work of Power Query editor, is to transform the data and to clean the data. Okay. Now just one example. Okay, so suppose if we just go with the transform data. Okay, suppose we have one data, let's say where we have the people name. Okay, in the dummy data we have the name of the people. Okay, let's say their name is Josh, uh, Josh, Kim. Okay, Mary, Sinyo. Okay, Maricina. Let's say Kunal, my name. Okay, now suppose this is one data, and let's say we want to transform this data. Okay, we want to transform this data. So how we can do that? So suppose I want that this name should be separate with the first name and the last name. Okay, so this is the example of transformation. We just try to make some changes in the data, that is known as transformation. Suppose I put here Josh, Mary, Kunal. So what I'm doing transforming the data. I'm just transforming the data. Similarly, with the last name, I can separate Kim, Sina, Lontaro. So these are the three names, right? So this is what it is known as transformation. Now, this example of a name I am just given as an example, but in transformation, plenty of other things are also included. But hope you guys have got some amount of idea what basically transform means in the Power Query. We just try to make changes in the data so that this data can be helpful for us. Okay, that is known as transforming data, and that is possible with the Power Query. Another example is clean the data. Okay, we also do is clean the data. Now let's say we have some example. Okay, suppose we have the name. Let me just take this same name again. Okay, and suppose here I just have this data. Okay, now suppose I want all the unique names. I do not want to include any duplicate data. So cleaning means we just clean the data. Duplicate can be the example, okay, and plenty of other examples can come under the clean. For example, let's say in any name there can be some extra space. Suppose there is one more name. Let's say John Cena. Okay, so in John Cena, the problem is that there are two spaces by mistake. Now we want to clean this data. So suppose what in cleaning plenty of things come like duplicate data. So here you can see in this data you can see the medicine and medicine is repeating. So what we can do is that we can remove the duplicate data. Okay, like this. This is the example. Also in the cleaning we can even remove some extra spaces. This is also the example of cleaning the data, and there are other more examples of cleaning. So in Power Query Editor we basically do two things: we transform the data and we clean the data. Okay, so this is what I just want to teach you about Power Query Editor tool, and in more practical we will you will basically going to learn about it, okay, for the beginners level. Okay, that is very much important as well. But just concept but just for a concept, Power Query helps you to transform and clean the data. Okay, let's just open the Excel sheet. Okay, so let's click on this Excel. Just open your Excel. Okay, I will just going to open the Excel. Okay, let's wait for the Microsoft to open this Excel. Awesome. I will just go with the blank workbook. Okay, just go to the blank workbook here, and of course you can just enable the auto save if you want to. Not necessary, but let's enable it. Okay, I can just say like Power Query, let's say free course. You can just name it whatever you want. Okay, I will click on OK button. So this will also going to create one copy, okay, in the OneDrive, and this is basically the Excel file where we will going to work. Okay, and if in case if you don't know about all these settings, okay, so I suggest to watch the free course. Okay, this is the reason I told you, but we will going to start this particular one. Okay, that's it. And in the very first example, as we have mentioned, that we will be using this particular source. You can simply click here. And right now we will just going to go with the 2020 Summer Olympics medal table. Okay, so this we will going to take as an example right now. Okay, and you will basically going to get a good idea about how to deal with this. Okay, so we will basically going to import this particular table which you guys can see here inside the Power Query. Okay, now guys, I will just going to show you with this example of a 2020 Summer Olympics medal data. So the very first thing is that we just want to import this data. Now if you will scroll down, there are others table as well, like list of official changes. Okay, there's another table, list of language changes by country. Okay, and plenty of other table, but we want to import this particular table, that is 2020 Summer Olympics medal table, to our Excel sheet. So either we can manually do that, okay, like I can write rank and all this data I can type manually. But the problem is that if I will going to try to write it manually, the very first problem is that it can take lots of time for me to manually copy and paste this data over here. And the second option we have is to directly import this particular table to our Excel sheet. Now there are plenty of benefits of that. For example, first is that we do not have to manually copy and paste this data to the Excel. Second thing is that in coming time, there may be some changes in the data. Okay, maybe the France can go to 10 or 11, or maybe any changes can happen to this table. So when we will going to extract this data, okay, from the table to the Excel, so the another benefit you will going to get is that whatever changes we're going to take in this table, automatically that same changes will also going to apply to our Excel sheet, which is very powerful. Okay, so this is what we are going to do right now. We will try to extract this data here. Okay, so it's very simple. What you have to do is that at the top you will see the data, and from the data you will see this get data. But before that, make sure that you just open this source. Okay, and whatever link you see here, just select it, right click, copy this URL. Okay, now after you do this, you just have to go to data, click on get data, and from here you will see lots of option to get the data to your Excel sheet, from Excel, from XML, JSON, PDF, from databases, from Azure, and plenty of other source. But we want to go to this option from other sources, and then I will going to select from web. Okay, I will simply going to click on this. Why from web? Because this data is in some website, some web. Okay, so this is the reason I am choosing that option. I will click on from web, and just see the magic, a pop-up box will going to open and it will ask us to put the URL. So here you can see from web, you just have to paste the URL. Okay, like this was the URL which we have copied here. Remember, we just have to paste the data over here. And after you do this, you just simply have to click on the OK button, and then Excel will automatically scrap all the data, okay, to the Excel sheet. Click on connect, and let's wait. It's now connecting with that particular URL data, and then it will just going to bring lots of option for you. I will show you that in a bit. So here you can see the data. It will just going to display over here. Here you can see plenty of data that has been displayed. Now here you will going to see lots of data it has. Okay, so from the top table you can see this particular table, and here you can see 2020 Olympics medal table. Okay, so just see this name 2020. This was the data which we want to export. You can see United States, China, Japan. You can see here United States, China, Japan 3941. So this is the exact data we want to go ahead with. Okay, and also you can see some other tables as well, like list of official changes in medal standings. Like here you can see null. If I scroll down, this is the data it is talking about, I guess. Okay, uh, here list of official changes, this data. And third one is list of official changes by country. You can see list of official changes by country. So this is also a data where we have Great Britain, Canada, China. Okay, these data. But right now we only want to go with this data. Now we can directly load this data or transform the data. Okay, load data means when we click on the load, all the data will be loaded to your Excel sheet, right? But we do not want that. Because why? Because right now we have the data and we want to transform this data. Okay, so that we can do some transformation and cleaning in this data. Right, so I will just simply go here and click on transform data. So let's click on the transform data and just see the magic. So automatically it will just going to open Power Query editor tool. Okay, so let's wait, and boom, you can see the Power Query editor tool is now open. Now, one more thing that I just want to tell you, that what is Power Query Editor? It's a tool, okay? And I have already taught you what basically it means, okay? So basically now we have a Power Query Editor tool open, which you can see over here. And now what we will going to do is that we will just going to transform and clean the data over here. Okay, so this is how maybe you can extract any sort of a data directly here. Okay, and bring the Power Query editor. Okay, which is awesome. And by the way, at the top you can see that you have various options. We can explore all of these options later on. And at the left side here you will see all the queries. That means you can say it like a files. Okay, right now this file is open, and here you can see we have all such data. Okay, the big complete data is open for this file here, which you can see in the preview. And at the right side you can just change the name of this file. Okay, for example, I can say like 2020 Olympics medal table. I just want to remove the 36. Awesome, I can even do that. Great. And below that we have the option to, you know, see the various steps. Whatever changes you will going to do, all those steps will be recorded here, which is very awesome. Okay, like here, if you will just going to see if you can even delete that, delete this one as well. Now here you will going to see some problems. We will going to explore about all these problems. Okay, but it's very simple and easy. You do not have to worry about seeing such various options. Everything are very simple. Okay, so let's proceed further. Okay, with the promoted headers. Okay, so here of course we can even make the name more simple. Let's say medals. Okay, this would be more better. So you can see when I change to the medal, it has put the query name as the medal. Okay, basically the file name as the medals. Now here you can see that in the column 1, column 2, column 3, we want that this rank to be column 1, this NOC to be column 2, this gold to be column 3, this silver to be column 4. Okay, so I just want that the first row should be promoted. Okay, and come and replace with this column 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And also you have to make sure just see the steps which will come here. Suppose I just go here and I just go to home, and here you will see this option as a used first row as headers. If I simply click on this option, so you can see that the rank will replace with the column 1. Okay, basically, sorry, column 1 will be replaced by rank, column 2 has now been replaced by NOC, and so on, which is interesting. But another important thing which you guys can do is that you can see the steps has increased. Suppose if I click on this promoted headers, okay, which is here, so this was the step, and if I just go very back to the very first step, so here you can see it was column 1 2, but in the next step what has happened is that it just promoted it like this. Okay, awesome. So whatever changes you will going to do in your Power Query editor, all the changes will just going to take place over here. Okay, and of course you can even change the name of this column. Suppose here instead of NOC I can just write here country. So I can just write here, let's say COUNTRY country. Click on enter, and you will going to see when I have changed the name of this column, so automatically it has said that the column name has been changed. So hope you guys are getting the concept clear about applied steps. So whatever changes you will be able to whatever changes you will going to do, all the steps will be recorded over here. And another thing is that suppose if I okay, so this is how basically the things happen over here. Okay, now another thing which you have to focus is to replace the values. Okay, so you can always replace the value. Suppose you go here to the country in the home, you will see lot many options. Like if you want to remove column, you want to delete this column, you can. Okay, you can even remove some rows. Okay, so if you want to remove some duplicates in the rows, okay, some errors in the rows, so you can just do all such things over here. Okay, and of course you can also refresh the preview, so this preview will be refreshed. That's it. And you can see we have the replace value option here. You can of course also right click here, and you will see this replace value option, or you can simply click to this option as well. Click on the replace values, and you can see we can now replace the values. Now what we have to replace, so here you can see in the name we have this asterisk sign. Okay, so I just want to remove all such things. But in nutshell, if you will going to notice, what we are trying to do is that we are transforming and cleaning the data here. So first what we have transformed is that we just make the things like rank, country, this to the first thing. This is example of column. We have transform. We have changed the name of this column to the country from NOC. This is also the example of transform. So whatever changes you do with the data is known as transform. And also we are cleaning the data. For example, here we want to remove the asterisk sign. So what I can do is that I can just write here asterisk, and I can just keep it as it is. And when I will click on OK button, you are going to see the asterisk sign will be removed from here, which is awesome. Okay. Now here you can see that we have replaced the value. So that thing you can see over here. And if you want to open that box again, so you can simply click on this gear button. So that setting will again going to open from here. So which is really interesting. And also at the top you can see this formula. So if you don't see it here, you can just go to view, and here you will see the formula bar. In your case, if it's unticked, so you will not be able to see. If you will tick it, so you can see that here. But this is something which is in advanced level, and we do not want to go there for now. Okay. So hope you guys have got some idea about how you can replace the value as well. Now we will basically going to focus in the filling. Okay, so here you can see we have some null data here. Now if you just go to the original data, let's see why there is the null data. So it's, I guess, after 36. Okay, Greece. Okay, so 36, which is the Greece. Okay, so here the problem is arising. Basically, I think that wherever, like here after that, okay, null, it's fine. Then again, it's showing null in the Israel. Okay, which is this one. So what I can see in both of them as a common, you can see like in 36 it should be allotted with the Greece, but here we have one more column, sorry, one more row inside this particular 36 row. Okay, so because of that is showing the null value. Okay, here also you can see Ireland and Israel, it's allocated with 39. So what I want that, like in Israel is also in the 39 number. Okay, and Greece and Uganda, you can see here Greece and Uganda, they both are allotted with the 36 number. So here you can see 36 number, which is here. So basically what I want that this null value should be filled with 36. Okay, so there is one concept of null values and blank values which has also been covered here, which is some concept, important concept. So I request you guys to watch at least one a time this free course. It will really going to help you so that I do not have to repeat it here. Okay, so unnecessary the video will go very long. So I suppose that you have watched this. Okay, so here you can also fill the values. Okay, for example, you can simply select this column, and now you will see one option over here which is under transform. Now transform and add column, these are two things which I will going to teach you what is the difference here. But now if you go to transform, here you will see the option of a field. So simply click on this field, and you can just click on down or up. Suppose I select the down. So now you will going to see wherever, like here you can see Greece and Uganda was in 36 numbers, so automatically 36 has come here. Now basically it will just going to take the value of upper one and put it in the null value. So that is what the thing is. Okay, and if you want to know about that more in detail, you can just go here. Okay, that's it. Now after that, my friends, what we can do, even like here you can see we have the data, that is the numbers. Okay, so sometimes if you will see here the numbers, it can be in the percentage as well. So you can see the percentage data. Okay, but I want to cross it. Okay, so make sure that all these numbers are right now in the whole number. Okay, that is what we want. Okay, so that we can do the plenty of things. And with this I can just explain you the concept of what is basically the difference with transform and the add column. Okay, so guys, it's very simple. Suppose I have two data, that is the gold and the silver, and I want to do the addition. Okay. Now the thing is that suppose here, wait, let me show you. We have the two option, transform and add column. So what is basically the difference here? Okay. So if we just talk about transform, uh, option, okay, which you can see at the top, and we have the add column option. Okay, so we have two options here, that is the transform option and add column. So basically what happens here with the transform option is that action happens and it basically merge the data and it just give the result. Okay, but here in the add column option again actions take place, but here what happens, instead of merging that columns, it basically create new column, and in that new column it shows you the results. Okay, what does this mean? Suppose here I have this gold and silver, and suppose I just want to add them, and I want gold and silver to get combined, okay, by adding both of them. And right now I'm in transform. Okay, so suppose I select this one, you can simply click on shift button on your keyboard and you can also select this two. Now here you have the option to basically do a lot of things. Okay, so suppose here you can basically do some calculations. Okay, or wait, let me just see here, let's also mm, make it to the whole number. Okay, just for in safe side. And suppose I have this data, and even you can just select multiple of them, that's totally up to you. Now let's just see here, suppose this is the gold and I just want to add. Here I will click on the add button. Okay, and I want to add this, let's say by 5, by 5. So right now it's 39, 39 plus 5, okay, 38 plus 5, 27 plus 5. So this is what it will going to happen, and the action will take within this column. Okay, action will take within this column. Okay, so here you can see the action will going to take within this column and it will show you the result within this column. Okay, if I click on OK button, you can see 39 plus 5, 44, and so on. So the action has taken and it has merged the action and the result is shown within this same column. Okay, but in the concept of add column, you can see here add column. If I select this add column, and right now I select this same column, and here also I can just go to the standard and I can add it by 5. But here there will be difference. Right now we are in add column, so here what will going to happen, action will take place, but action will be taken in the new column. It will just going to create one new column and there it will just going to show you the result. Like here, if I click on OK, so here you can see one new column has been created here with the addition, and here the action has taken place within this column and it's showing you the result, like 39 plus 5, 44, 38 plus 5, 43. You can even move this column. Okay, suppose I just select this and you can just move it to here as well, and you can see it will also going to mark that as first we have insert the addition and then we have just reordered the column. That means we have changed the column and bring it to here. So this is the difference between transform and add columns. So in transformation, the in the previous right now, okay, we have shown you when we were using transform. So there we just added 5 and the action, the result has shown within here. But in add column, whatever action you will going to do, it will just going to create one separate new column, and there it will show you the result. So this is the only difference with the transform and add column option. Okay, and hope you guys have got this idea. Okay, now let me just remove them, just for teaching purpose I just showed you. Okay, so I will just going to remove the uh, two steps which I have done. Okay, now after you basically do this. Okay, um, so let's this is what Power Query Editor is. And after basically you do transform and cleaning of the data, then after this we just have to load this data to Excel. Okay, so this is now the complete meaning of Power Query Editor tool, that we first transform the data and clean the data, and after doing transform and cleaning, we basically load the data to the Excel. So suppose you have just cleaned all the data, you have done all the transformation and all those stuff. Now it's time to load the data, okay, to the Excel. So simply click on the home button, click on close and load to, and click on close and load, or you can just directly tap here. Okay, it will just going to load the data directly to here. You can see the medals data, and it is now getting the data from the Power Query Editor, and in few seconds it will just going to load this data here. Okay, so this is what the Power Query Editor tool is. And suppose you want to open the data again, let's say you cross it. Okay, now suppose you want to open the Power Query Editor again, so just simply tap on this table, just go to data, from get data click on launch Power Query Editor again. So it will again just going to open the Power Query Editor tool for you guys. Boom, like this. Okay, and now suppose I want to filter the data. Okay, suppose I do usually at the last you can see totals, so we basically don't show these totals, okay, in the data analytics. So just right click, and in the filters I will untick the totals, click on OK. Now this is new thing I have done, and again if you will click on close and load. Now let's wait, it will just going to refresh the complete data for you. And I suppose at the bottom, in case it's still buffering. Okay, so you can see in the total, now it has removed the total row, which is awesome. Okay, and in the data you can even click on the refresh all, so it will just going to refresh the data. So for example, like in this example, that if any data will going to change, but of course this data is a frozen data, but still let's assume if any of the data will going to change. Okay, and if you go to the data and click on refresh all, so whatever changes, suppose the 27 become 50, so that 50 will just going to show here, it will become 50 here as well. So this is the awesome thing about Power Query Editor tool. Okay, so guys, let's just go with another example, and I taught you that you have to download this file and extract it. Okay, this file we will going to use, which will be related to sample staff data. Okay, so we can just go to the new sheet here. You can even open a new worksheet. Okay, that's totally up to you. Now just go to data, go to get data. Okay, we are just trying to put that data. And again, you can just go with the workbook. Okay, because the data I have provided is you can see it's dot directly the worksheet file. Okay, so this is the reason I will just go with this data from file, from the Excel. If you have a text or CSV, XML, JSON, PDF, so as per the file format, you have to go with that. For example, in my case, I will go with this one. Okay, I will just go to the downloads. This is the sample stuff data. I will simply click on the import button, and you will basically see that the data will be imported directly over here. And as mentioned, if you select the staff, you can see this is the data, right? So you can either load it or transform it. So we want to clean the data. Okay, we want to transform and clean the data. But if you want to directly, or maybe your team can provide you directly the clean data. Okay, so you can directly load that data to the Excel, but right now we are only transforming and cleaning the data. So I will click on the transform data here. Okay, uh, so that we can just load all the data over here. Okay, let's see. Boom, it's now here. Now you can see we have the medal queries, medals data here, which we have already transformed and clean it. Now it's staff data here, okay, which we want to transform and clean it. So this is how you can even load some other data as well. Okay, so you can see the very first thing, automatically it has promoted to the headers. Okay, so like column, the column one, that is employees id basically has been replaced. Column 1 has been replaced by employees id and so on. So it has already promoted the headers. Okay, and after that, here you can see we have the names. So in the names, if you will just going to see very carefully, here you can see there's the space. You can see, like, let me show you. Here you will going to see we have the name. Okay, see, which is this one, WYN. Okay, so I'm talking about this particular name. So here you will see it should, the name should be like this, WYN. Okay, but here what is happening, there is some sort of a space here. So like this. Okay, so there is this space. So this type of a space, we here use the concept of trim. Okay, to clean any of the space, unnecessary space. So we generally call it as the white space. Now this streaming concept and all has also been covered here in the free course. Okay, but to apply that, we can just simply select this column. Okay, and after that you just have to go to transform, and in the transform you will see the format, and from the format you will see the option of a trim. Click on the trim, and it will just going to reduce all or remove all the white space. Now you can see WYN has been now aligned properly by removing the white space from here. Okay, now you will also going to see in the gender we have some null values. So we can just fill that with something else. Suppose I select this. Okay, and I can simply go to replace option. I guess it's in home, and click on replace values, and I can just replace that with, so here you can see it's written as null. Okay, so everything is small, so I can just write here null. Okay, but if you will going to make n big, okay, so nothing will going to happen here. I will show you that. Okay, suppose I right now write here null, and instead of this I write here missing. Okay, like this. So wherever there will be null, it will be replaced with missing. If I click on OK, so you can see null values has been replaced with the missing. Okay, and even you can open this setting here. So you can always click on these settings. Okay, for all the steps. Now suppose if it would be and same thing, you can just write it anything here you want. For example, let's say if I just cancel it. Okay, so here it has just replaced, you can see, with the missing. Okay, that's it. And for example, here suppose we have the department, and I just want that wherever there will be question mark like this, I just want to replace that with the engineering. So again, just step over here, put three questions mark, and I just want to replace that with engineering. Okay, something like this. I will simply going to click on OK button. Okay, awesome. Now suppose let's say here in the salary. Okay, so in salary, first thing which I can do is to convert that into, let's say, decimals. Okay, so that I can do over here. So the currency is now turned to the decimal, and here you can see it's showing some null values as well, zero as well. Okay, and suppose for some reason, first you have to understand why the null and zero value is showing. So guys, it is very much important that you first have to understand before you implement anything in the data analytics. Like here you all know that wherever there will be null value, so it's not like that you go to the home and suppose you go to transform and just fill it with anything you want. So it's not like that. So before you make any changes to any data in the data analytics, first you have to make sure that why is the reason why it's showing null. Okay, so like the reason could be that the employees no more here, okay, and so on. Okay, so it's better, like for example here I can just untick null and zero as well. Okay, I can just filter out that data. Okay, but make sure, always remember that do not make any changes in any data until unless you are 100% sure that it has nothing to do with anything. Okay, now here you will just going to see we have some star date data. Okay, so this data could be something which you guys not even sure. Okay, so sometimes the data could be something different. For example, here it could be like 2 of September anything, but whatever the changes will be, you just have to right click here, go to change type, and make sure you always go with that date. Okay, so this is very much important. Okay, and now suppose I just want to go to the name, and suppose I want to separate that into two things. Okay, for example, I just want first name and last name to be very different, so I can just go to transform, and here you will see the split column, and the concept of a split column, trim, all such things has been covered in this free course. So I again encourage you guys to watch that. But here by delimiter, by characters, by position, you can just change it. For example, I go to by delimiter, and I want that wherever they will be separate, like here you can see in this name, first name is here, and then in the last name there is some separation with the space. So I will select the space, and if I click on OK, now you can see both names are now separated like this. Okay, so this is very awesome. Okay, so this could be the first name. Okay, click on enter, and the name has been changed, and same with I can just do here first name, and this could be the last name. Done. And this is basically the middle name, so I can just simply remove this particular column like this, right click and remove that. Okay, so this is kind of a very interesting things which you guys can do. Okay, and the next thing is that you can also add some conditional formatting as well. Now, concept of conditional formatting has also been explained here. So if you just go to home, we have this option, I guess, in add column. You can see conditional formatting. Okay, this option we have also explained here in this free course. Okay, so I will not going to waste time with the conditional formatting, but you can just add some sort of conditions, and on that condition you can just work with that. For example, I just want the salaries. Okay, I will select the salary, and I can go to the conditional column option here. Now what will going to happen? So first thing, note that I'm in add column. So whatever condition I will going to add, that will be result by creating one new column. Okay, so from here I can decide, like I can just first of all name the column, okay, to let's say anything I want. Okay, suppose I can just say like salary bracket. Okay, and here I can put some conditions, like I can select which column I want to put the condition in the salary column, and I want that if the salary is less than, okay, if the salary is let's say less than 50,000. Okay, what I want that it should show under 50k. Okay, same I can add another condition from here, and same I can select, let's say again salary, and if the salary let's say is again let's say less than, okay, let's say it's and also you can just, okay, let's leave it, and here you can just say like 100,000. Okay, Okay, so then I just want it to be between 50k to 100k. Okay, if this both condition is not met, so in that what we have to do is that means it should be the above 100k. Okay, so now it will just going to see if the salary, like here it's 120,000. So if this 120,000, it will check the condition if 120,000 in which condition it will going to lie, and on that basis it will just going to give the output, the result, which is this one. So if I click on OK button, so you can see one salary bracket will be created. So if you want, you can just move the salary bracket here. Okay, and here you can see like it's saying that 120,000 is above 100k. So whatever condition we have written, that condition we have got it over here. Okay, which is very awesome. And another thing is that, for example, here in the start date, so you have understood what conditional column is, and you can also extract some other details, like in the start date, you can just extract the age from here. So suppose one age is created here, and why it created the age in the new column, because here you can see in the add column we are in the option of a add column. So because of that, it is creating new columns here. Okay, so now it has converted this to with the help of this, it has just converted that into the age. Okay, so this is extremely very amazing, and from the age you can further calculate, let's say, duration. Okay, for example, you can just go with the duration, like how many number of years. So with the Power Query Editor, you can even extract the data and some results like this. Okay, which is extremely very powerful. And suppose here we have this FTE. Okay, so FTE, now you can also add some formulas. Okay, and that formula we basically tell that as a M query. Okay, so M query. So basically if you will going to see, this concept is known as M query. So with the help of M query, you can just write some sort of a coding, and with that whatever you want to do, you can do that. Okay, and it's very simple, you do not have to worry. For example, suppose I go with FT, I can even use conditional column. Okay, for that, but I will just going to show you with this custom column option. Okay, so I will just going to select this custom column, and I can just name it, let's say, employees type. Okay, now here I can just add some formula. For example, I can just write if. Okay, if, and then I can just select which column it is, FTE. Okay, so I will just go to FTE, I will insert it. If FTE, okay, if FTE is equals to 1, then it should be full time. Okay, this is what I can write here. Else, if it's not full time, then it should be the part time. So you can see I've written some coding here, and if I click on OK button, so as per my instruction, you can see it will just going to put that here, full time, part time. Now if I just move that to here, okay, which is this one. Okay, and even you can just open this gearbox to see that thing. Okay, so here when you will click on edit, so again it has used the conditional column only. Okay, because both are same. Okay, so we have just put that same thing, like we have said that if the ATF is equal to 1. Okay, wait, I guess, okay, so here, so we have said that if FT is equals to 1, so it's a full time. Okay, or if it's not equals to 1, then it will be part time. So you can see, except 1, in a 1 every time it's showing full time, but except 1, wherever there will be different value, it will show part time. Okay, so this is the power of the custom column as well. Okay, So this is what I just wanted to teach you with this example, my friends. Okay, now guys, we will going to talk about chat gpt. Now if you just go and search for chat gpt, click on enter, go to this link, that is chatgpt.com. Go to this link and you will come to ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT is an AI chatbot that can also help you with your data analytics and Power Query Editor as well. So it's like AI chatbot. For example, I write hi, so it will just going to give you the response like this. Okay, and if you will going to write, let's say, some questions like how many states US has, question mark, click on enter, it will say 50 states. Now it's very intelligent, it can even uh, learn, it has basically memory. So, suppose I just write here name them. Okay, so so ChatGPT will going to use common sense, because right now we are talking about United States, 50 states. So I just write name them, so it will just going to use common sense and it will just going to name the US states. Okay, so this is what it is. So I will going to use chat gpt desktop. Okay, it's same, basically you can just download the desktop version, both works the same way. Okay, you can even use web or this version, so that's totally up to you. Okay, just to show you everything in front of you, so for that reason only I just used using the desktop. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure you just access the chat gpt, because in case if you don't have account in ChatGPT, click on enter. You can just go to chatgpt.com. Make sure you just click on the sign up button. In case if you don't have account, sign up. It's very simple. Sign up with Google, Microsoft, or Apple, and then just put your phone number. You can just go with manually. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay. See how you can utilize ChatGPT. So it's very simple. You can just utilize ChatGPT for learning, getting some errors, duplicates, and some suggestions. Okay, and many more. For example, in ChatGPT you can just write like, hey, you are an expert in Power Query Editor and data analytics. Okay, your job is to help me with whatever questions I have. Okay, question mark, click on enter. Now you are just making chat gpt aware that we are just talking more about the power query. Okay, so it will just going to stick with these topics. Okay, now the very first thing is that you can use chat gpt for the learning purpose. For example, you can just say like in our case we have just taught you, right, like what is power query editor. Okay, so suppose you can use it for education purpose, like you can say what is power query editor tool. Okay, and you can always tell ChatGPT to make the explanation very simple. So you can just write like this, make sure to explain everything in simple and easy way. Okay, and also you can just add the guide step by step. Okay, for example, you can say step by step guide me. Okay, and even you can just tell ChatGPT to add some examples. Okay, so you can just say like add examples. Okay, to teach me these concepts or this concept. Okay, and you can also do one thing is that you can just tell ChatGPT to add some visuals. Okay, try to add some visuals. Okay, visuals means some sort of a diagram or anything to make you guys better understand. So whenever you use ChatGPT, so make sure you just write this type of a prompt. It will really going to help you out. Okay, so just click on the send button, and you will going to see that ChatGPT will now going to explain you the concept of Power Query Editor. Okay, so it will just going to help you with same thing. Okay, like cleaning and transforming the data. Okay, so you can see whatever we have explained you, same thing ChatGPT has explained to you as well. You can even read more about it. Okay, like this. Okay, great. So this is the first way where you can use ChatGPTs to educate yourself. Okay. Now, second way is to you can basically go ahead and basically ask ChatGPT for feedback. Suppose we have let's say if we are just working with, let's say, medals. Okay, and here let's say you can just take the screenshot here of Power Query Editor like this. I can just take the screenshot here, and then you can say and ask to ChatGPT for some feedback. Okay, so you can just share the screenshot here. You will see this plus button. You can just upload photo. Sorry, not this one. Oops. Wait, let me just select upload file. Okay, so here you can just share the screenshot. This was the screenshot which we have just now taken, and you can ask uh, in Power Query Editor, do I need to make some changes in medals uh, file? Okay, so this is the medal file. Okay, so you have just taken the screenshot of this and you are asking to chat gpt that is we can basically add something or you have some suggestions. Okay, so you can just ask chat gpt, give me some suggestions which I can implement. Okay, if any. So I'm just saying if there will be some suggestions, so you can even suggest it, suggest that. Okay, so now chat gpt will just going to read this screenshot, okay, which you have provided, this screenshot. Okay, so on this basis, if ChatGPT feel that okay we can just add something, so we can. Okay, so now you can see step by step giving you instructions. Okay, like what you can do extra in this particular shape. Okay, to further optimize this data. Okay, like filter unnecessary rows, like ensure that rows like totals. Okay, so here you will is going to see we have total rows. Okay, so it's talking about the total rows, and it's saying that it seems you have this step for the filter rows in the applied step, which might have done this already. Okay, so if we have already done that. Okay, and you can see it is further giving you some other uh, stuff like rename the column. You can even rename the column. For example, rank, you can just make it to country, gold to gold medals. If you want to change the name here, you can just change that to the gold medals. So in this way you can just use chat gpt in the second ways to get the feedback from the data. Okay, now okay, so you can see this is how very helpful it is. Now suppose you want to remove let's say like ChatGPT has said you about this, remove unnecessary columns. Okay, so you can just copy this and you can say to ChatGPT, above you said about remove unnecessary columns, so can you step by step guide me how to do it in Power Query. Okay, question mark. So the amazing thing about this is that you can always ask ChatGPT for doing something, okay, which you don't aware about. Okay, like if you don't know how to remove unnecessary columns, so you can just ask ChatGPT the step-by-step instruction. So like this is a free beginner's guide, so it's not possible for me to explain all the things very in depth, but you can utilize ChatGPT for each and everything. Click on enter button, and now you will going to see ChatGPT will step by step going to guide you about everything. Okay, you can see. So it's saying first open the Power Query editor. Okay, so we have already launched that. Okay, identify columns to remove. Look at the data set, identify columns that are not relevant like extra. Okay, select the column to keep. Okay, so you can see it's just giving you the instruction as per the Mac and the Windows users as well. So in this way you can see you can utilize ChatGPT as well to do some action in the Power Query editor as well. Okay, like this. Now you can even say with the custom column. Okay, so you can even utilize ChatGPT for custom columns as well. Okay, for example, right now you can see uh, that right now here we have a gold. Okay, gold. So suppose I want to add some formula to it, and I want to say that if the gold price is something, let's say less than 20, so it should tell less, and if it's more than 20, so it should say more. Okay, so that is the instruction I want to tell to ChatGPT. So in case if you don't know, like you all are new maybe, so if you don't know about how to put formulas correctly and all, so there ChatGPT will just going to help you out. Okay, so first thing is that you can share the screenshot of this. Okay, so we already have, so I was just going to upload that same screenshot here again, and here you can say in the gold column. Okay, and you can just select custom column, and you can just take the screenshot of it as well, like this. Now just go to ChatGPT, upload this image as well, and say like here. So you can just explain. So you have to step by step explain to ChatGPT what you actually want. Okay, because prompt engineering is very much important. And in case if you don't know about how to ask ChatGPT what is AI and all, so I also have one free course. If you just go here to my main website kukucourses.com, click on watch free courses, and here you just have to search for Open AI, click on enter, and then you will find one of our other free course, which is it is this one, OpenAI Guide Prompt Engineering Chat GPT. Just cross this. Okay, now this particular course which is going to tell you how you can utilize ChatGPT properly. So basically, you're seeing here OpenAI. So OpenAI is a company that has created ChatGPT models, and how this AI technology works and how to write proper questions to ChatGPT, that is also important. And each and everything has been covered in this free course. Okay, so simply you can see to ask course, click on Start Learning button, and you can just watch this complete free course from scratch, which is very powerful. Okay, so if you are interested, you can even utilize this free course, but you have to guide it step by step. Like you can say, hey, in the gold column, hey, in the screenshot. So first you are saying to ChatGPT to look to the screenshot which I have shared. Okay, so I am writing, hey, in the screenshot first, see there is gold column. Okay, so I'm saying to ChatGPT, see the screenshot one, there is a gold column, there is gold column. Okay, so you have to write me formula for for custom column. Okay, where you have to add condition that if okay, you can click on shift and enter button to go to next line, and then you have to say if gold, let's say, is greater, or sorry, if gold is, let's say, less than 20, then it should be uh, written as less. Okay, and then you have to write if above condition does not satisfy, then it should be written as more simple, right? This is what you have to write. Okay, okay, great. Now click on enter, and you will going to see ChatGPT will analyze the screenshot, and on that basis it will just going to write the formula, which you can just copy and paste. Like here you can see this is the formula. I will just going to copy it. I will just go to Power Query. I will just going to paste it over here. You can see paste it. Click on OK button. Okay, click on OK, and see it will just going to add this column where if it's more than 20 should write more, and if it's less than 20, like 17 is less than 20, so it has written less. So in this way you can even use ChatGPT to write the custom columns as well, right? So in this way, my friends, you can utilize ChatGPT for your Power Query. Okay, and you can ask it anything you want. You can just share that to share ChatGPT screenshots. Okay, if you are facing some error, or if you want some step-by-step guidance for each and everything, ChatGPT is here for you. Okay, so make sure you utilize this tool. It's very powerful. One thing which I just want to tell you at the end, that make sure that after you do all these things, okay, like in stuff, just go to home and click on close and load to. You can see at the bottom down it will show you close and load to. So generally in the data analytics you have to use this thing. So if you tap on this, so what we're going to open is this private table one. Okay, so from here you can just select the existing sheet, which will be this one, and you can select the location. From here you will going to put all the data. This option is very much important. Add this to the data model. So when you will going to add this thing to the data model, then you will be able to create pivot tables and all, and I will not going to discuss what pivot table right now. Okay, that is the very separate topic, but this is how you have to do. Make sure you select this option, click on OK button, and then on the basis of this data you can create pivot table, charts, and customers dashboard. Okay, attractive customers dashboard very easily. Okay, and it's very powerful. Awesome. You can see we have got all the data which we have done in the pivot table over here. Okay, like this. And you all know that if you want to launch again this one, you can just go to data, click on get data, and from the launch Power Query editor, you can launch it. Okay, and make sure to save these data as well. And another thing which I just want to tell you is that if you will just visit to my website, so in my website we have data analytics course as well, which you can see of 6 hours. By when you will going to see, so this course will going to increase by more 1 to 2 hours. Okay, because here we will going to add, you can see step by step each and everything has been covered, from pivot tables to cleaning and transforming data, custom columns in more detail, data modeling, and plenty of other things step by step. Okay, with the real company practical example. So if you're interested, you can just explore this course, and at the bottom you will also going to see, we will going to, after pivot tables and charts, we will also going to add one section okay, of audible. Okay, so that will be the another practical examples that will be added. So by when you will going to see, so more than 6 hours content it will going to increase more. Okay, so complete practical example you will going to get in this course. Okay, so you can explore this course. By the way, we provide all these courses in our membership. So if you just go to membership at the top, and here you guys can see we have the yearly plan and the lifetime plan. Okay, so you can explore that. Okay, so if you are interested with the lifetime, and this is what we recommend. So if you are interested, so we can offer 50% off in the lifetime plan. So just watch this video and you will be able to get 50% off in this lifetime plan. And another thing which I just want to tell you is that please make sure before you purchase our membership, watch this particular video. Okay. By the way, like you purchase in normal e-commerce website, same way you have to purchase it, but still we recommend students to watch this video. And also this video will guide you how to get 50% discount in the lifetime plan as well. Okay. Okay, and it's not only about data analytics course. If you just go to courses, so with our membership you will be able to access all the courses we have in our website. Okay, you can see from API testing 10 hours course. So all these courses you will be able to learn at the very left side. You can see all the different categories. Okay, you can further go to the next pages to see more courses. We have a tons of amazing and updated courses. We just update all the courses every time. Okay, we basically replace all the old content with the new content. So this is the power we have in our website. So you can just explore all the courses were really going to help you out, my friends. Okay, so if you guys are interested, make sure you explore our website. Okay.